What's going on, guys? Ghost Medic here, up super early on a Sunday. Just got doing some exercise, which I'm barely getting back to, and I decided why not, try to build on this momentum and record a short video, which actually has to do with working out, or it can apply to anything really. So today's topic is called the least you could do. And the reason why I call it the least you can do is because during the new year, you guys heard a lot of people saying, new year, new me. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And because of COVID, it might have pushed people to work harder, and it might have stopped people dead in their tracks because part of their goals might have been to get in shape, and the only access to working out was at a local gym. And maybe these people didn't have equipment or what have you. But bottom line is, people may not achieve their goals. And one thing that's pretty common in, during the new year and whenever people say they're going to work out is they always try to do as much as possible to get quick results. And that's one of the themes in CrossFit is as many rounds as possible, or as many reps as possible. I'm pretty lazy, so my whole mind state is what is the least I can do and still get results. So what I do for myself, especially when I was actively working out over a month ago, is I was basically saying, how many push-ups do I want to do? All right, I want to be able to do at least 60 to 75 within 2 minutes. So if I do 100 push-ups a day, I'll be able to achieve that goal. But I did not expect myself to do 100 push-ups in a row. So I broke them down. Sometimes I would do 20 reps, sometimes I do 15. Those of you that are familiar with working out know this method is greasing the groove. You basically take a target number of reps and you just break it down throughout the day. So that way you are conserving your strength and it's not interfering with whatever task you have for the day. And you're actually still achieving your goals. It's just you're not letting it consume your entire workday and take all your time. And that's one of the main barriers that people have when they work out or do anything is I don't have the time. Well, if you break things up into pieces, you find that you do have time, and that goes with anything. It could be reading the Bible, learning a new skill, working out, just calling people that you don't normally talk to, or building relationships, whatever. You can, break it up into small pieces, and when you're doing this for learning, people call it chunking, I believe. So you just take chunks at a time, and you break it all down. So again, that's pretty much the theme for this episode. And I kind of want to relate it to, when people talk about tithing, giving money to the church or their religious organization. Tithing is something that people believe in strongly, and that, they'll get a blessing back whenever they give to the church because they feel, this is a worthy cause and, the Bible says so, and, or whatever holy book you believe in. So what I want to talk about is tithing to yourself. And I'm not trying to make this sound like, this is like a new age type of thing that you need to worship yourself. No, it means basically investing in yourself and giving yourself, creating time to complete your goals. So again, you can do this with working out or learning a new skill. And it's just a way to tithe for yourself. But it's also something that you should strive for anyways, because, as men, we should always be continuing to progress, keep ourselves healthy, and improve ourselves. Not for a woman, but just to stay sane in this crazy world that we live in that doesn't even value us. Because if you you could spend your time doing otherwise and just chasing the attention of women, but that's not going to do anything positive for you. So again, the theme for that is, I want you guys to kind of meditate on is what is the least I can do? And you can apply this to different areas of your life, whether you're saving money, whether you're trying to learn a new skill, maybe you want to get started reading the Bible, maybe you want to become good at math. I don't know what certain area you want to work on in your life, but just think of what is the minimum amount I can do every day to get to a certain goal, a certain point. And once you reach that goal, you might say to yourself, this has become really easy. Why didn't I do more to begin with? Well, first you have to build those neural pathways in your brain and overcome that resistance, because the first thing your mind is going to tell you is that I don't want to do this. And your body is going to tell you, I don't want to do this. It's not going to cooperate. Like for myself, I'm someone that hates running. I freaking hate it. But looking back on my life, I was having a conversation with my buddy the other day, and I said, you know what I realized is at the times where I was running a lot, I was being most productive. And it's probably physiological due to those chemicals being released in my brain. I don't like running at all, but I do like the results of running. So in order to reap those benefits, I have to do something I don't like doing, which is actually good for me. So in order to get those chemicals released in my brain, I have to run and exert my body. And that's something that I plan on doing more in the very near future. So like I said, today, again, I had to restart my workout program and just break it down and do the least I can do, because every day that I do something is a whole lot more productive than a day that I don't. And sometimes people try to get around this because they'll say, hey, well, I'll just make up for today's missed workout by doing extra reps. Well, the problem with that is you already lost consistency. And if you miss enough days in a row, there's no way you're going to make up for that. You know, it's the same thing with sleep or, eating. You can't make up for lost time. So in the case of exercise or any good habit, you need to build those neural pathways, because it's like walking into a large, tall field of grass. Okay. It's going to be a lot harder to build a pathway somewhere where you've never stepped, versus if you do something every day, even if it's just a little bit, you start to build a path where you can walk down, and eventually you're running, and then it becomes second nature. So that's just something that I wanted you guys to think about. If you're having a hard time setting goals, or you're kind of stuck and you want to come up with a plan, but you know that you really can't go all out, and you're just trying to figure out how to start doing something. So that's just how I view it. And I guess you could say it's a lazy man's way of doing something, but it is a way to start. And doing that, you can build momentum for yourself, and I think you'll reap the benefits of that. So that's just something I wanted to leave you guys with, to meditate on. And also, here's a Bible verse that relates to that. It's Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. And let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. And here's another verse, 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 58. Therefore, my beloved brothers, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that in the Lord your labor is not in vain. And finally, I'll close out with this Proverbs chapter 31, verse 3. Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. All right. Have a good night, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.